Y'all wanted to know why we broke up. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it as quick as I can. I'm trying to move on from it truly, but I will tell y'all so y'all can understand, my perspective a little bit better for those that wanted it. So we broke up because I could no longer provide what she was looking for, the security she was looking for, which I completely understand. By all means, she was going through nursing school, and she wanted to feel financially secure, as if there's no issues when she comes back, even though she was working part time and going to nursing school. You know, basically, uh, beginning of 2024, I was working a city job, making like 15.75 an hour. Uh, that wasn't really something she was cool with. She said, "Can you go ahead and get a different job so I could feel more financially secure?" I said, "Yeah, by all means." So ended up getting a job at Amazon. They were paying 18.75, 25 cents more than what she was making at her job because she was working part time. So the reason why she asked me to do that is because she's at nursing school and she just wanted to feel financially secure. I'm a man. I don't mind providing. I'll do what I can. So I ended up getting injured at Amazon, because they had some messed up way of, routing and stuff like that. My first day on, and they said you get penalized if you don't deliver all your packages. It was my first day. So I got injured my first day. My first week, I just kept on getting more and more pain in my knee to the point it was locking up and all that. Doctors was telling me I might have torn my meniscus when I finally went to one. I ended up getting on workers' comp. Workers' comp checks took a second to come in, mind you, as I got the news that like, hey, I might have torn my meniscus, and mind you, that's a life-changing injury. My mother passed, and so the money from the workers' comp didn't come in yet, so we were struggling financially for a second. No fault of my own. Still, I was at Amazon. They wasn't trying to follow the little doctor's note for like, hey, reduce weight, and so my doctor said go ahead and just stay out. I had a note for whatever, right? So I'm supposed to be waiting for the checks, but God came through, had a couple of thousand that made sure we were good for a couple of months. I bought some gifts for her, all that with that money. I should have been smarter with it, truly.
Y'all breaking my heart, bro. Y'all young dudes is breaking my heart. Y'all gotta have some OGs in your life, and you have to have a father in your life. Number one, you don't provide for somebody and you not a husband, bro. You not her husband. Y'all not married. Y'all let these women trick y'all, and this is why they don't want us to have these podcasts, and they don't want guys to have conversations because they don't want us to enable y'all with real information. You supposed to be focusing on yourself, and you're not supposed to be putting her through nursing school as a young person that's just trying to figure it out. What are you doing? Bro, if she'll leave you because you're not paying all of her bills to make you comfortable or to make her comfortable, what do you think is gonna happen when you get done putting her through nursing school? Y'all, I don't know what this generation of guys. Clearly, they was raised by their mothers, but honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. He dodged a bullet. If she broke up with him because of that, then that is the best thing for him. He was never supposed to be with her in the first place. Let's hear some more of this story.
But I decided that like, hey, I was going to buy a car with it, right? Um, or even repair the car that we had out front that she gave me, right? It was like a beat up Honda that just needed a whole what you call it, new power steering rack or something like that. But that was going to cost a couple hundred. But I discussed it with her because my money was not just mine in my head; it was also hers because I was planning to marry this girl. I put a ring on her finger, and so come to find out, just maybe 2 months after my mom died, we was in relationship counseling because she just couldn't understand that my depression symptoms because she was like, oh, I just thought you was depressed. I didn't know you were depressed and anxious. I know how that can be, but I told you I got anxiety. I told you that I'm depressed, but it took the therapist to tell her that yeah, that's what he's dealing with for her to finally be understanding, right? And so she was saying that she was being patient. Honestly, she wasn't being patient. She was tolerating me until things got better. But that's besides the point. I don't even want to get into it. I'm just going to tell y'all exactly what led up to the breakup. So as months go on, I'm getting workers' comp checks. We're making sure we're good financially. Things started turning around. Financially we were secure, regardless, just off my checks alone. Only thing that she had to pay for, and she was working part time, like per diem. She wasn't even working like weekly some days. Like, sometimes she didn't have to go to work. She was working per diem. And my checks alone was making sure that we had all the bills in the crib paid for. I'm giving all this to say this, right? December hit, the workers' comp checks start coming in because of no fault of my own. The little MRI place didn't send a scan of my knee like they were supposed to. I signed a whole sheet about it and everything for them to send it to the workers' comp board so the payments wouldn't get stopped. They didn't do it. The payment stopped. Okay, as soon as the payment stopped, I went to unemployment that very same, maybe the day after I found out. Okay, the money from unemployment took a while to come in, and I had to, apply for unemployment every weekly, even though the money was not coming in. During that time, she blamed me. She said, "Why didn't you apply to unemployment before?" I could have sworn I told you. I told her before that, like, hey, I was told by my uncle and my attorney that I cannot be on workers' comp and unemployment at the same time. It's not possible. She didn't want to hear me until her friend told her, who was also on workers' comp, that her attorney said the same thing. And then she believed me, right? But the resentment was already there. So she just blamed me for the situation that we were in. And so I sold that beat up car that, I was going to fix for money, so to make sure we were good for a month. And then, I think the month after that, she basically was resentful of me to the point that, like, I moved in. I wouldn't say moved in, right? I asked her, like, hey, you want me to stay at night at my uncle's so you could process your feelings and we could talk about it the next morning? She said, a couple of nights. I'm like, okay, I understand. And then as time went on, she just became more and more resentful. Like, she wouldn't reply every day. Some days she'll go hours without, texting back, and then, this, that, and the third. It was
She
just
was
dry
already
text.
gone, dog. She was already gone. And not only was she already gone, it's a possibility that she might have already been with somebody else. Bro, it's always somebody in the tub. A. B. Women don't want to struggle with you. C. You too young to be focused on trying to pay a chick's bills. And E. It's just bad. It's all bad. This whole situation is horrible. And this is why we say guys be simping. You killing yourself to take care of a chick that don't even have your child, that you're not even married to yet, and she placing all these expectations, don't respect you. It's not gonna get better just because you place a ring on her finger.
Just mean sounded, really. But, like, I wasn't trying to lose her because, like, I'm like, I love her, this is just a rough patch, this, that, and the third. But she ended up saying, like, you don't know how serious this is. Like, I don't think this can be fixed in 2 weeks, because, she was like, she extended from a couple of days to, like, 2 weeks of me being at my uncle's house, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, just give me some time so I can show you that, like, hey, I can make sure we're good. Like, this, that, and the third. The
Just give
employment
me some time so I can show you. You begging a woman? Yo, he needs to go into his dark place and just be by himself for a while. Real talk.
money didn't come in, right? It wasn't until the employment money did come in and I sent the bread to her, so make sure that
You
the,
sent her
the
your
house
money
was
too?
good, that she started being a little bit nicer and stuff like
Oh my God. Oh, you're breaking my heart, Freaky Jason. You breaking my heart, dog. Why would you send her your money? And of course she gonna be nice to you because you sent her all of your money. Man, she probably telling her girls like, look at this sucker.
that. But even then, she didn't want me back at the crib. So, like, I'm like, oh, what's going on? So
This dude is empty.
as my anxiety started building, I'm like, I cannot handle this. I feel like I'm on the precipice of getting broken up with on the daily. I'm like, you know what? By all means,
Sent
we
her
might
your
as well rip the
money
band-aid
and
off.
getting broke up with at the
I
same
know
time.
you don't want this no more. She was like, how you gonna say I don't want this when I'm still with you? You downgraded us from boyfriend and girlfriend. And then when I said something about it, you was like, you were too nonchalant about it when I was definitely afraid of, me saying, like, no, I want to stay fiance and, stay as fiancés, that you would just be like, no, we're done. It's either boyfriend and girlfriend or it's over. I was definitely afraid. I didn't want to make no moves that would just, be like, I don't feel like this is worth it. But, like, at that point I was being held hostage, like, with my anxiety, it felt like. So I'm like, you know what, by all means. And then as time went on, I'm like, you know what, let's try to work this out. Can we have a conversation? She's like, yeah, we can have a conversation about it in person. I'm like, okay, bet. Months go by. Months. It wasn't until it was my birthday. She didn't even send me no happy birthday text. And I'm like, okay. Can you just send me all my stuff back to my uncle crib? And he's like, oh no, no, this out of the third. Your stuff is here. You know, you ain't gotta, rush it out. This out of the third. Like, it wasn't until I started sending messages or paragraphs of how, what she did hurt me, how she, what was going on that, like, really made me feel. Mind you, I said, I don't blame you. Almost every single text message, I could send y'all the receipts that, like, hey,
Well, I don't need no
I don't blame
receipts.
you for what you did, but, like, this shit hurt me.
This is bad.
It wasn't until I started, being honest
Horrible.
with how I felt that she was in a hurry to give me all my stuff for real. Right?
I would want my money
So,
back. Give me.
mind you, I still don't blame her for putting herself first. I understand my depression symptoms.
I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. This is too brokenhearted for me. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. This will be a topic of discussion on After Hours tomorrow. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Always linking back into the content creator because it's the right thing to do. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.